just said to you, envelop your culture. Your culture has everything to do with your spirituality. I just broke it. It's just all broke down. Your spirituality, your political awareness, all that has to do with your culture because the African in America has a culture like none other nowhere in the world. Because of the things that we've lived through and we still here. So that leads you to know that spiritually we are a strong bunch. And culturally, we got it going on because everybody trying to kill us, and guess what? We still here. So also when it comes to knowing your culture, it's good like we sit here and we tell the kids that we point out these individuals because you'll be surprised at the people who don't the grown people who don't know who any of these people are. They don't know. And you know what else is even worse? They don't even care. They don't even care. You know what they care about? They care about going to the spot on Wall Street and spending their money in there because they get to rub elbows with them criminals that's stealing everybody else's money on top of our ancestors. That's the burial ground. Right. All through Wall Street. That is the biggest burial ground. Everybody familiar with the burial ground up on Wall Street? Well, we're going to have to go there one of these days. That's an African burial ground. It was huge down in Manhattan. Huge. The small part that they have dedicated to it is nothing in comparison to how big that African burial ground. It goes from one end of Manhattan clean all the way to the other end. And we got this much. And the only reason why we have it, excuse me, is because they wanted to build a federal building. And my pastor, Reverend Daughtry, it was reported to Reverend Daughtry that they were taking bones out of there. And he didn't understand, like he said, bones? So everybody did a back check. Everything in New York and everywhere we live is all on a map from a long time ago. And what was found was that this was actually an ancient African burial ground. And they went there and they said, you will not take any more bones out of here. You won't take no more bones. You're not going to build on this or anything. Well, they came to a conclusion that what they were going to do was they'll turn it into a museum. But you know how disrespectful that cracker is? Just say, for instance, you walk in the door, you're walking into a museum, but the floor of the museum, that's where they get their elevators to go, whatever floor they want to go to. They have all of the African tribes that they took from Africa on the floor, and they walking all over them every day, all day. That's what they did. That's how disrespectful they are. So while you looking around the museum, you come in this door, you looking around the museum, but you got these white folks just coming through, pressing for the elevator, walking all over our ancestors. And then you can see they have the bust of different African slaves, and then out in the back, they actually managed to bury at least 600. They got about 600 bones, and they did a big ceremony. You can YouTube it. They did a big ceremony, and they buried them. But my point is, to be culturally conscious means to know stuff like that. To know that when you walk in Manhattan, you got to know that that was a burial ground. You got to know that these white folks are so disrespectful that they'll say, oh yeah, well okay, you're going to make us do this or that. That's okay, we're going to walk on their face every day. So you got to watch out for different symbols. What place was this I went to, and they had a Klansman outfit in the place. It was someplace in Dallas.